it into practice. So a lot of people make online business harder than it needs to be honest. They feel like um you have to go viral to start making sales. This particular presentation I'm going to show you guys is going to focus on what you actually need to do to help to start your business, your products, or whatsoever you're doing to start, and then of course sell it, which is the simplifying it, and then of course grow. And how do you go? You need to be practical. This is the main thing. So clarifying it first, which is the starting point, simplifying it as well, which is the selling point. When you start simplifying it, and then of course you start growing and being practical, this is the first thing you need to do. So we're gonna work in that area, and then this one. Now, this is where your mindset comes in, right? In terms of your mindset, this one will give the outcome of what you should start doing, what you should focus on, what you should stop doing, that is overthinking. So you need to stop overthinking, and you need to start creating your business that actually leads to making your sales. So I want you guys to have more clarity around what really matters in your business. Think about it. What really matters in the kind of passion, your niche, whatever you're doing, what do you need? It's not just about content. People think that, oh, it's all about create content and create content. It's not about that. You need to have this mindset to clarify. That's why for those of you who have done the niche clarity one, that is why that is part of the mindset you need to do, putting all those things that you love doing. If you have done your niche clarity, then this mindset is going to focus in that area. So it's not just about creating content, it's not just about branding. You need to understand the strategies of these things. So I'm talking about the things that actually help you sell. I want you guys to think about your offer. What are you offering your audience? That's number one. What kind of things are you offering your audience? Who are your audience? Think about your audience. When you have this mindset all reset, it's going to motivate yourself for like an hour and say, okay, this is what I want to do. Just get a note, just writing all those things, clarifying it. So inside the community, if you guys have done that, I'm going to share my screen quickly in the classroom. So if you come to the classroom here, where it says, where is it? ChatGPT prompts in here. And then up here, you're going to see where it says niche clarity. So this is one of the things that you need to do. You need to fill it in on your own spare time. Then the next thing is that you need to, the next thing here, you need to strategize everything, knowing your niche. So have a reflection on what you're passionate about, what kind of things you want to do. You need to believe that this is you're gonna make that sales. You need to believe in yourself first of all. That is the first thing you need to think about. You need to actually believe that yes, you're gonna do it. You're gonna make that sales. Don't think about, oh, I want to go viral. Oh, I want to have. It's not about how much product you have. It's about putting in the consistency, promoting it, marketing it. That actually brings the sales. So you need to believe that you're capable of doing it. Believe that this was when I started, I was like, oh my gosh, a lot of digital marketers out there. Oh, this person is making six figures, watching other people's content and all that. But by the time I started, I was like, wait, if they can't do it, they all started from somewhere. We all started from somewhere. Yeah, we all started from somewhere. And we have to have that mindset first. Yeah. And say to yourself that, yeah, I believe in this. Having that niche, having that reflection. So your niche is a reflection of your unique journey and lived experiences, connecting authentically with your audience, which requires clarity and honesty. You need to be honest with yourself so that you can overcome all this, right? So if you need to believe that before the strategy works, before you actually say, okay, you want this let's say you know the strategies already, right? You understand the strategy from what I've been teaching you guys so far. If you've been applying all the strategy, just you need to believe that it actually works first before you start putting yourself in it and say, okay, I'm going to do that. But if you don't believe in it, you at a point you're going to give up. That's what happens a lot. It happened to me a lot of times. There's some things I got into, and then I don't even believe that, oh, this is going to work, and then I give up at a point. Especially when I'm not getting the results. Yeah. Whenever you're starting anything, if you try it for like give yourself like 4 months. Yeah. Because this is digital world that we're in right now. Everything you're doing is digital. Give yourself 4 months. And of course, consistency. Are you consistent? That's the first thing you need to ask yourself before you actually say, okay, this is not working, and then change your angle. That's how it works. So strategy first, believe that that strategy is going to work. And then if you don't believe that you're, if someone does not believe they are capable, or they're going to, or they're not, or they're able to succeed, then you will eventually quit too early. Too early. Some people spend 2 weeks, 1 month. After 1 month, they say, I'm not doing it again. I have had some people who started what just 3 weeks and the same thing. It's like, this is not for me. I'm too busy. I'm too busy. I'm too busy. If you can spend 1 hour watching TikTok videos, social media videos, and all that, why you're watching their videos and they're earning? Why don't you use that time to create something, markets and all that? I've had people who are so busy and they spend 1 hour. When I was working, I used to finish my work for like 3:30. By the time I get home, it's like 5:30 and all that. I take my laptop 1 hour, schedule myself 1 hour today. I'll do my keywords. Tomorrow I'll do my planning. What am I gonna create for the next 3 months? I do all my plans, spend 1 hour doing that. Does not mean you create the product yet. Now you've planned all that. The third thing, where am I gonna market my products? I planned where I'm going to list it, like something like Pinterest, YouTube, TikTok, all those kind of things. I do all this planning for 3 days. The 1 hour, set a timer. Yeah. After 1 hour, if you don't finish it, continue to the next day. Then the fourth day, what I do, I start batch creating all those products. So if you can, like, let's say the day I'm off, I'll spend like 3 to 4 hours batch creating all those things, and then that's it. So you need to, all this thing has to, with you need to strategize all these things. So what this really means, like, when a lot of people want strategy, they want the tactics first. So, but if you're secretly believing in this and say, oh, you'll be like, oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, no one will even buy this from me. Oh, this, oh, a lot of people this. Oh, I'm too late. All those, when you start having that, then there's a possibility that you're gonna give up early. Now, the best strategy is have this mindset of being positive. So mindset is not just the positive thinking, it's about putting in the consistency. That is number one. The second thing, have your confidence. Have confidence. And you need to be visible as well, and have the willingness to actually promote it, which is Pinterest. I'm not saying that promoting using Etsy ads or anything like that. You need to have the ability to keep going even when the result is low. Even when you're not getting the results, you just have to keep going. Do you know that some people spend 1 year, no result at all? But they kept on going. They kept on going. And at the end of the day, they set same results. It's about strategy. It's all about strategy. That's why I say watch content that's like less than a year old and look at what they've been doing. and then you look at what they're doing, and then that's what we call copycats, but you're not copying exactly as that person is doing. You're just creating your own, bringing in your creativity. So you have to believe that you're capable and you deserve and that it you feel like believe that it's gonna work. This strategy you're gonna go on with is gonna work. Yeah. Because if you don't believe it, you're gonna keep holding back. So you need to overthink all that. Stop overthinking. Stop delaying. Stop saying, oh, I'll create tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, you don't do anything. You say, oh, I'll do it next week. Oh, like that, you are procrastinating all the time and you're not going to move forward. So people often think that they need more training, they need more sometimes what they really need is to actually stop doubting themselves. It's not about needing more training. You don't need more training. What you need is stop doubting and understanding the strategy. As long as you understand the strategy and you're following those strategies I've been teaching you guys, then you get to where you're looking you want to be. So what you need to believe in is that you need to carry that as you're making your business. Okay, just keep carrying that and carrying that confidence and say, yeah. You know how buyers to say, yeah. You know how Kemi you will create a nice video and she'll say, yeah, and then she'll showcase all that. That is confidence. Yeah. So you need to focus in that area. And people, I've noticed something like most people, right? They how will I put it? Okay, let me say it this way, right? So when it comes to your niche is not just a market category. It is a niche is more like people say, oh, this is my niche. I'm a digital marketer. Oh, I'm um music producer, music. My niche is music. That's just to being broad. Your niche is not a category. The industry, that industry is the music. It's just like when you go to the shop and you want to buy milk. The category, the industry, let's just assume that is the aisle is the milk. But what type of milk is where we should think about. That is the niche, the type of milk. So what type of music? That's what we should focus on. So your niche it is more like it is what you've lived, your own experience. That's why when I showed you guys about the niche clarity, which I showed you guys earlier, this is where you answer all these questions. That's why I told you guys, answer these questions. Take your time, write it like you're writing a diary. Don't write, just say, what topic you say, just write the listing. Don't answer these questions like you're listing anything. You need to write it. You need to write it like you're writing a diary. You're not sharing it with me. You don't necessarily have to share it with me. You just have to write it like you're writing your own diary. Oh, I love talking about this kind of topic, all kind of things. Yeah. Just use a sentence. Take your time to answer those questions, right? If you have that mindset first before you move to that area. So it is something that you've lived, is having a perspective of your own life, different thing, your own personality, answering that niche clarity. You need to have that perspective. It's you putting in your own personality. It's also you putting in your journey, all those things, right? That's what you're doing. Then the people often panic when they're trying to find a perfect niche. There's no perfect niche. Will anyone agree with that? Do you have any perfect niche? Any perfect niche? You can unmute yourself if you want to talk. Do we have perfect niche? You can comment if you can't talk. Do we have perfect niche? Is anyone there? Are you guys hearing me?
Yeah.
Okay. So do we have perfect niche? Okay, you say no. There's no perfect niche. There's no perfect niche. Yeah, there's no perfect niche. So people always say, oh, they start panicking and say, oh, I'm looking for a perfect niche. What niche? And they start going for something that is so viral. Someone is doing something and you say, oh, let me fall into it. And so this one has 1 million views. Oh, let me go into this niche. No, it is not your life. That's why I say your niche is your something that is part of life, something you're doing regularly, something you're comfortable talking about. That is what your niche should fall into. But in many cases here, the real niche is a unique way that helps people based on what they know and what they have lived through. Yeah. So because I want to be a digital marketer, what kind of things you want to talk about, how to do this and do that and the stuff like that. It has to be something I've lived, something I am doing. And then start teaching. Even if it doesn't have to be something you're living, it doesn't have to be something that you're doing, or I'm sorry, not doing, sorry, something you're already earning. It doesn't have to be earning. But even if you're learning, you bring it. That is the niche. If you're learning something already, let's say you're with DBA and you're learning those modules and all that, that is something you're learning. So that is also part of your niche. You can bring it and say, oh, this is what you're learning, stuff like that. That is part of your niche. Yeah. So you're not just selling informations, right? You're not just selling information to people. It's not information you're selling. You're selling your voice, your approach, your experience, your story, all these things. This is what you're selling. This is what you're selling. Your niche is not just like a label. It's not only, let's say, it's not just only fitness, beauty, digital products, all those kind of, no, that is not your niche. That is an industry. Your niche is your journey, something you've lived, an experience that you've something you've experienced, something you're learning. And and um the way you explain things, that is your niche. That is what makes you different. That's what makes you to stand out because your personality is coming in. Your personality comes in. That's what makes you a niche. That's what makes it a niche. This helps. This helps people when you able to clarify your niche. It helps people to stop copying everyone else. They tend to stop when you want, but like I used to be like that. I know what I'm saying. So I mean, I used to be like that. But at a point, I was like, wait, I'm not even consistent with because like I have to keep copying all the time and say, okay, let me do this, let me do that. I used to be like that. Talking about last year before I became a coach, I used to be like that. It helped me to stop copying everyone on social media, but instead it reminded me that when you understand your niche, it reminds them that connection and trust come from being real. TikTok talks about being authentic, creating authentic videos. Other social media as well, even Pinterest, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all those places that you go to, all the social media that you have. This this is part of the things that clarify all these things, right? So you need to understand that it is you connecting with your audience and also being real. It's not just about sounding like every other content creators. Yeah, it is you being in connection with your audience, talking about the problem, talking about giving them a solution. Of course, not all the solution. So people may teach the same topic, but they don't teach it the same way, but different way. So let's say someone who is a coach. Of course, I'm not the only digital product coach, right? Obviously not. There are other digital product coaches out there. There are other people that own their own community doing the same thing I'm doing. But my strategy can never ever be the same like like other coaches. The other coaches are much, much better than me, and their strategy is completely different. There are other beginner coaches who are targeting people who are beginners, and they're not going to be the same strategy, going to be teaching in different ways. So yeah, so that for the niche, you need to clarify. So before I move, is there any question before I move? Any question? You can write it in the comments if you want. Any question before I move? Or you can unmute yourself and ask. Okay, I guess none. Okay, let me continue. I guess there's no question. Okay, no question or problem. So now we're going to talk about passion. Passion is not enough for you to say, let me go for this. Passion is not enough. Passion matters. Sometimes we're passionate about something. It matters, yes. But passion by itself does not guarantee sales. You ask people as, oh, what are you passionate about? Then you have to start like think about it. Okay, that passion. I'm not saying that passion is not like passion is okay. Like it's okay for you to have passion and say, okay, also I want to do. But you want to check also, you want to validate it and check if it's people are searching for these kind of things. Yeah. Passion itself does not guarantee sales. I'm going to repeat myself. Passion, being passionate about something does not guarantee you making sales. You can love something deeply, but it does not solve a clear problem or even meet a real need because it's about your audience needs. It may not even become a profitable offer. That's just the truth. It may not even be a profitable offer. Profits usually comes from solving things like what are people confused about? What are people confused about? What are they stressed about? Um, what is are they having lack of time? What is that thing? It may be lack of results, lack of knowledge, lack of support. You need to think about it. So if you want to find out, okay, this is what I'm passionate about, just you do your research. What are people confused about in this? In okay, this is what I do, all that. You write your niche, you give it to ChatGPT, and you give your in the give it to chat, tell your niche, tell ChatGPT this is what your niche is about, this is what your passion is about, tell it this is what you're passionate about, and you're gonna say, does this niche solve things like confusion, stress, lack of time, all those kind of things, just for you to clarify. The truth is, passion alone is not enough, right? But you should absolutely care about what you do, obviously, because you don't be copying what other people are doing, right? You can care about what you do, but people pay attention for solutions. They're looking for solutions, not just your passion. That passion thing you're passionate about, what problem is it solving? People pay attention for help. They pay for help. No one's going to buy your product if it does not solve anything. You guys are not going to be in this community if my community does not solve a problem, right? You're here for a reason. We're all somewhere for a reason. People pay for your product for a reason. So they pay for the results. So the question is, it's not just what do I love? What do I love doing? It's also what problem can I solve that people care about to pay for. So I'm going to show you guys an example of what I'm talking about, which we have done already. I think we did that yesterday also, or 2 days ago. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys, just a brief one. So this is what we did. This is what we did. Yeah. Now, after doing the niche clarity, this is what it gave me, right? Listed all the things I do. And then it talks about the problem. Now I can see that, okay, if I want to talk about digital product, this is what I'm going to be talking about. How to create digital product from scratch, what type of digital product to sell, how to package knowledge into an offer and stuff like that. If I don't focus on Etsy, I'm going to talk about how to open an Etsy shop, how to list the digital products, how beginners can actually start selling online. Yeah. So these are the things that I will say, okay, this is what I want to talk about, right? This is what I will say, okay, let me talk about this, let me talk about that. Yeah. That's one of the things we need to consider when you're having any kind of passionate stuff like that. You just want to know that, okay, this is what you talk about and stuff like that, and so on and so forth. So it's also about what problem can I solve that people can get to pay attention to. So if I'm going to solve this problem, what kind of solution, what kind of problem solution is it, are you going to give them based on that? So this kind of, when you once you have this kind of mindset, guys, it helps you, it's going to shift you from that emotional offer to a more strategic offer. So from putting in that emotions, which is the passion, whatever you're doing, all those your experience and all that, and then turns it into a more strategic way. Yeah. So your passion, your skills, and also you need to think about it. So this is your sweet spot, which I told you guys about. Your sweet spot, that's what we call the sweet spot niche, right? So your sweet spot is your passion, then putting in your skills, and then of course you're checking if this is in the market. Is does it have a market demand? Is it meeting up with the demand in the market, right? That's when we do your market research. Now, the next one we're going to talk about now is am I in the right one? There's power of simplicity. Okay, this one. So next one now is we need to think about what slide is this? Okay, cool. 14 more. 14 slides. Okay, cool. So this time around, we're going to talk about the power of simplicity. So this one is like from starting something so simple and sell it better. Yeah. Like a clear message attracts interest, right? So you do not need complicated branding or a perfect design to make sales. You don't. You don't need a perfect product to make sales. What you need is clarity. Clarity is what makes the sales. Clarity sells better than even the complex set one, even the much expensive one or the more fancy ones. It's about the clarity. It's not about the design. It's not about how nice the design looks or whatever. It's what it is actually inside. A lot of people spend too much time trying to make everything look all polished while they're actually forgetting to make it understandable. So they want to make it, oh, I want this to be looking so professional. Oh, professional. I want this to sound professional. No, use casual and simple language. In fact, I always say to all my students, use a fifth grade reading level. That's why when you're creating content, your content should be using fifth grade reading level format. Yeah, a fifth grade reading level format. Sorry about that. I had to mute myself. So a lot of people. So people tend not to understand it. So now if a person lands on your page and cannot quickly tell what that product is, who is for, what result it gives, or why it matters, what will happen? I'm going to ask this question. What will happen if someone, you can unmute yourself and talk. If someone lands on your page and cannot quickly tell what it is, who it's for, what result it gives, or why it matters, what will happen? Come on, ladies. Are you guys here? They will leave. Thank you. They will definitely leave. They will scroll and pass. They will just scroll and pass. They will leave. Like, they will not even spend up to 3 seconds. They will just pass. Because it should take them 3 to 5 seconds to actually know what that product is, who that product is for, what results is that product going to give, and why that product matters. Yeah. So simple sells better, not fancy, not expensive. Sometimes, yeah, let me tell you this, sometimes an ugly Google Doc will actually make more sales than a fancy Canva page because it is clear. Buyers do not reward confusion, they actually reward the clarity. You need to give them the clarify it and say, okay, this is why it matters and stuff like that. It tells beginners that they don't need to wait until everything looks perfect. It's someone who is a beginner or like someone who wants to buy that product. It's obviously someone that is coming to your page for the first time or whatever. They don't have to wait for 10 seconds before they know what you're doing. So your goal is not the pretty page or whatever. Your goal is the clarity, is the clear. It needs to be clear. Even when you're writing an essay, I remember when I was at uni that time, I want to use big all those grammars and all that, and my lecturer was like, Faith, I'm gonna talk to you. Your essays, your because we're doing problem solving, and she's like, your write up is all good. Okay, so they need to. What was I saying? They it, so you need to, yeah. So my lecturer was like, Faith, your write up is all good, everything's all good, but it's gonna be finding it difficult for some people to understand what I've written. So I should stop looking for big grammar, but more of my essay needs to be clear and simple and also understandable. Yeah. And that's when I was like, okay, cool, cool. And then once I decided following that strategy, a lot of things changed for me in that period. That's the same thing with creating content. If you create content and you watch your own content, and you're spending more than how many seconds to actually understand it, then now some some content that you see is just looking more just like inspiring and all that, and that's not what you want. You want to solve a problem, right? You want to solve a problem. Now, let's talk about AI. AI as your assistant. You know, when it comes to AI, a lot of people use AI just for literally everything. You just need to use this like AI to get everything for you. You need to give the information most of the time, right? Now, when it comes to AI, AI is your assistant. If you think about it, let's think about it like this. Assistant. AI is your assistant, but it's not more of giving you everything. So it's assisting you on what you're feeding it, on what you're giving it, on what information you're giving. AI should support your work and not replace your voice. You know how you write, you know how you talk. Don't tell AI to give you everything. That's why I told you guys to feel this on your own. Do not use AI to feel it. Don't use AI to fill in your niche clarity. Feel this on your own and you give it to AI to arrange everything for you proper way. Don't use AI for to replace your voice, to replace everything, because it's gonna give you something generic. I don't want to sound generic. Yeah? You don't want to sound generic. AI is for brainstorming. Brainstorming, this one, brainstorming. That's what AI is for. AI is for drafting. AI is for outlining your work. AI is for saving time. It's also for organizing your ideas and also helping you to structure your work. But you don't use AI to build everything for you to build your story without putting in the information. I used to do that. Say create content for da, 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 and then to just give me more of generic stuff. So you need to trust AI that is gonna build something. AI can only be trusted when you want to use AI. You can only trust it when you've put in your story, put in your opinions, put in your honesty, put in what you've lived, your own your own life, your own personal experiences, put in your own tone. If you let AI do all the speaking, all the content, is gonna start sounding like something much robotic and generic. It's gonna sound so empty, like even like, sometimes like AI will create something for you. Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys this question, right? Have you had an experience whereby AI created something and you looked at the message it gave you and you're like, "Hmm, this sounds too I don't even know what it's saying." And you have to keep regenerating and prompting and prompting and prompting. Who have had that experience? Who has had that experience? I'm very sure most of us have had such experience where we went through all that experience. I mean, lots of time, and then you spend 1 hour trying to get the right prompt, trying to get the right caption or the right title, the right hook or the right hashtags. Yeah, we've had. I'm very sure most of us have had such experience. Yeah, we've had, because we didn't put in your story, didn't put your own experience and stuff like that, and that's why this niche clarity worksheets needs to be filled. This all these things is writing for me here. It's not giving me something generic, but more of something I've put in and told it that this is what I do and stuff like that. Putting my passion and turning it into something that it can solve. um yeah, something that it can solve. So AI is a great assistant. I mean, is I use chat gpt all the time. I use Claude, I use Perplexity. These three are really good, but it should not become your creator. Let it help you to move faster. Yes, it can help you to move faster. It can help you to organize your ideas. It can help you um to outsource your own voice by putting in all those things in there, because your voice is what builds the trust, obviously. I mean, the way you sound and all that. Yeah, yeah, this matters because it's to kind of remind, this reminds your audience to use the tools wisely, right? So it gives them, AI gives you the permission to use AI without even losing any process. Yeah, putting all this information. So use AI to actually support your message, not just to become your main message. Okay, don't let it to become your main message. Now this one, you don't need a website, right? You don't need a full website to actually make sales. It's not, people say, oh, I've not started making sales because I don't have a website. Nope. You don't really need a website to actually make the sales entirely. A full website can actually slow, and like people pay for Shopify when they just started. Um, People pay for a website of worth $100 without even. You need to start from somewhere, okay? A website is not the first thing most beginners need. No. What this really means is that, you know, many people think that they need a full website before they can actually start selling. But at the beginning, that can actually slow you down when you think that, oh, I need a full website. What you need more is an offer. Have a clear offer. Your offer needs to be very clear. You need a simple checkout link. You need a clean sales page. You need a product page. You need a booking link. And you also need a place for people to pay easily. And where is that place? We have Etsy, we have Beacons. These are the easiest places to go to. These are the top two places I can tell you to go to. Even to sell your planners, Beacons is the best place to go to. You want to sell your clip arts and your physical products, Etsy is the best place I would recommend, highly recommend. Okay, I'm talking from my own experience. I don't know about others. um I'm not saying mine is 100%, but from my research I've done, because it's better for your sales page, okay, your freebies, your planners and all that. What Etsy is for your print on demand products, your physical products and all that, and also clip art as well. So you don't need a website to start, because you don't need a website to start. You if Because a full website can actually, it can a full having a full website, like you see people having their own website, like a full website, customized website. You don't need that as a beginner, because a full website can be slow, it can be expensive, and it can actually distract you in the beginning, because you're trying to customize this, arrange this, putting in order. All those time you're supposed to be creating something, offering something, building your audience and all that. You are literally um putting all those time in there, and it's slowing you down. And of course, a full website is expensive, really expensive. I'm telling you, what you really need is a clear offer. Just as I said to you guys earlier, a clear offer. Clear offer. Focus on the clear offer and easy buying process. Okay, that's what you really, really need, because that offer is the easy way for people to actually buy your products. When you have a full website, it removes that like um because it removes that huge mental block, right? So many people delay selling because they are waiting for to have a website. I've seen someone on my live stream that I was like, oh, what's your need? She told me what her need was, and she was like, I don't have a website yet, so I don't want to start yet. I need a website first. I'm trying to gather money to have a website. I was like, you don't need a website. I was like, okay, let me offer you a free 101, like 45 minutes with me. And when she did that, she was like, oh my gosh, I thought I needed a website. She started, like, she started building something. And the kind of niche she was into is something really good. She's actually a nurse. Like, that is really profitable. That's a very profitable one. So you don't need to build a whole house before proving people want that room. I'm sorry I have to say that, but you don't have to like have a full, thing like that before you think of like creating a website. Yeah. Now let's talk about your store. Ensure if that you have a fast store somewhere like Beacons, Stand Store. Those places are the. But I don't really advise the Stand Store. In fact, let me tell you the stages as a beginner. Start with Beacons. Start making using Beacons as your sales page and all that and da. Then when you start making consistent sales, then you can move to Stand Store. Because Stand Store you pay every month, isn't it? And it's $29 every month from the time that we're doing this right now, the time that we're doing this class. I know. I mean, yes, stands to pay like I think $29 every month. Then once that's when you start making sales. Then when you start have giving a lot of sales, a lot of audience and all that, then you can move to Shopify. Yeah, a lot of people do that. But I wouldn't advise Shopify. I think you should just stick with your stand store. If you start making much like regular and consistent sales, then I'll say leave beacons, use beacons for your freebies, and then use stand store for your main store, or you can just move to stand store entirely only when you start making consistent sales. Yeah. The buying process should also feel easy and quick. I've seen a lot of pages that I go to and they're like, okay, get this, and then you start putting your name, your email, your date of birth, all those kind of things. People don't have time to fill in all that. Sometimes when the time they fill their name, full name, address, date of birth, and they still see more questions, they give up and just leave. No one likes that. They don't want to go through all that process. Make it so easy, like their name, their last name, their email and phone number is all good. Like first and last name, email address, and phone number. That's all you need. You don't need to put much details in there and say, okay, date of birth, address. You don't need that. It's a they're gonna get their product digital, not physical. So what do you need your address for? So yeah. When someone is ready to buy, um when it has like so much detail, it actually kills that friction. To be honest, it actually kills that friction, because they were like, oh, and then if your page is confusing, if your page is confusing, it's also hard, and also hard on on their mobile. People drop out, like they just like, oh, I can't be bothered. The part you actually need is the scroll should be easy, the click, the trust, and then of course the purchase as well. So the things that matters is like it kind of website you're gonna have is your sales page obviously has to be um have a clear product title. Okay, you need to have a clear product title. You need to have a clear benefit. You have to have a very clear benefit. They need to know this product, what is this product going to benefit, what benefits are going to get, and it has to have like an easy payment as well. And it shouldn't have like all these confusing steps here, there, like that. So your store must be fast as well. So yeah, if someone has to work too hard to understand what you're selling or how to buy it, you're gonna lose that customer. I'm telling you, you are. So yeah, so you need a simple page. Yeah, you need a simple page, because that's what matters the most. We're gonna be done soon, guys. Don't worry. We still have like 4 more slides. Yeah. So we need now we're gonna talk about lead magnets drive engagement. Your lead magnet is your freebie. Okay. Sorry about the noise, guys. The kids are it's weekend, so it's expected. I'm sorry. One sec. Sorry about that. So okay, so let's continue. So you need a lead magnet, which is your freebie. Every product just like want to sell, they need a freebie for that product, because they want to know, okay, when before I got DPA, I had the freebie looking at what I'm going to benefit from it and all that, right? So a lead magnet is one of the easiest ways to build trust and grow an audience that audience you actually own, right? That is gonna buy that. Yeah. Grow your audience beyond your social media platforms. Okay. Build trust by offering that value first. That's the first thing you actually need to do. Yeah. Now, what is really matters, like social media followers are helpful. Yeah. I mean, no doubt. Social media followers, they are really helpful, but They are not fully yours yet because you're watching. It's not just your content. Let me explain. They're not just watching your own content. They're watching other people's content based on what you're doing as well. So they are not your customers yet. They are not fully yours because algorithm changes, isn't it? And the reach changes. It's not the same person that watches your content today that's going to watch your content tomorrow and next and all that because the algorithm changes a lot. The platform also changes. Now, a lead magnet actually helps you to move people from that view that they're viewing into a connection by offering something in exchange of their. That's what we call email marketing. So let's say you give them something for free. Let's say you give them a checklist. They're going to put their email, all that. They are getting their emails automatically. They become yours. How did they become yours? Because you have their details already. You have their details already. Automatically, you can start creating your sending automated emails to them, and they're gonna buy your products. Because that's the way. That was my first sale through email marketing. To be honest, that was how I made my first sale. You can give them a guide. You can give them even a mini training. That's why people do masterclass. Through masterclass, they actually gain from that. They even give a prompt pack because people are looking for prompts of this, prompts for that, prompts. Oh, people are looking for prompts. They're looking for templates. They're looking for a cheat sheet, stuff like that. Yeah. Is a way that you can give. This is what you can give people for free in exchange of their emails. Yeah. Gather your audience. Social media, yes, is where you're going to go to give them those things and they become yours. A lead magnet is a non-negotiable negotiable because it actually helps you to grow your list, your email list, right? Let's say someone gets your freebie today. That's one. Gather one, two, three, four, five, and then you just gather all those lists, and then you can start turning it into your customer to actually pay for your product. Yeah, that email listing. Through that, after getting their email, is also builds trust, build trust with them as well, because it gives people a reason to move closer to your world, like more of getting that product, to know what you're doing, like buying that product, right? To learning those things from you. Instead of just them watching your content on social media, they are now joining your listing. This is where your audience building becomes much business building, right? So this is what you actually need. So a good lead magnet, yeah, should solve one small real problem and not trying to teach everything. Don't try to teach literally everything. That's why when we did our niche clarity, it's actually categorized everything for us. We have a niche, but we're doing so many things at the same time. So we are clarifying all these things by having all this list, different things. So don't try to solve everything at the same time. Start with one, move to another. You can create different content based on all this, right? That you have in your niche worksheets. Once you have that all sorted, start solving one of these problems because every audience is different. Some may want this particular one, another one may want this, another one may want that, and so on and so forth. And that's how you build literally everything, literally all these things, right? You're building. That's what you need to do. So you're building. So don't try to teach everything in one video. Okay? Don't. Now, your email is your backbone because you're building that direct relationship with your audience. Okay? Now, email is one of the strongest assets in an online business because it gives you that direct access to your audience. How? Because you have their emails. You can connect with them. You can talk to them. You can send them emails and all that. and they're gonna check their emails. You can unless they block you. I mean, you know what I mean? Yeah. Every week you send emails, right? But these emails are going to be automated. That is when you use beacons to automate your emails. When they get the product, they get the first email after 24 hours, another one after 48 hours, another one after 3 days, another one, and then so on and so forth. Okay. What I usually do in my first email, they get they get their first email after they get the product, and then after 4 hours they get another one, just for me to be sure that they actually got the document. Give them 4 hours, 5 hours, or 6 hours, whatever, and then you just ask them, did they get the document? Have they looked after it? And then check again after 3 days. You check if they've looked at what gotten and stuff like that, and then on and on and on. Yeah. So social media, email is not controlled the same way. The algorithm change because the email is like a follow-up. Social media is not a follow. You can like someone who was watch your content today may not watch your content tomorrow. So it's not like a follow-up. Social media is completely different. So that email list is like more of follow-up, more of building relation with your audience, more of nurturing your trust with them. What else? Making offers as well. You can actually make offers to them. You can literally repeat your message there because it doesn't have to do with algorithm. And you can literally drive repeated sales. And if you have new products that actually resonates with that person, with that audience, you can actually sell upsell that as well, and they can actually get that product. So email is your business backbone. I'm gonna keep saying that. Social media gets attention, yes, but your email helps you to keep that connection. You see the difference? Social media is just to get the attention, to get that product, that offer, and they click on it and get that offer, then that email becomes your connection with your audience. So one good lead magnet and one strong email, literally. Okay. So it's flows, yeah, with the business. It builds trust. It brings people back, and it creates more consistent income through email, because this helps your audience to stop seeing email the old-fashioned way and like all that. So followers are followers are borrowed, I would say that, but your email build. Yeah, basically that. Yeah. Now, let's look at the promotion part of it beyond social media, beyond Instagram, beyond TikTok, beyond all that. So this is our promotion strategies. Posting on Instagram alone or TikTok and all and any other social media is not a full promotional strategy. That is not the posting alone is not a strategy, okay? Creating content is not a strategy. Yeah. Many people think that visibility means posting and hoping for sales. But the real promotion is the intention. It includes using multiple channels and, of course, repeating your message in different ways. Now, let's think about it this way, yeah? Promotion can include Instagram, not just one place. People just do in one place and say, okay, promotion can include Instagram, it can include email, it can include Pinterest, it can also include collaborating with other collaborations. Yeah, collaborations. It also include referrals. It's also include let's think about Facebook groups, right? Facebook groups is I love that one. YouTube, oh my gosh, YouTube is the top one for me. It can include a short video form, and also you repurposing their content. Okay, these are the kind of this is what we call promotional strategies. Yeah, promotion is bigger than just Instagram. It's bigger than just posting a content. Posting is not the same as promotion. There's a lot of difference between posting and promotion. Now, promotion means that you're having a plan for how people will discover you. That is promotion. Your promotion is when you have that plan on how people will hear about your offer or even get reminded enough to buy your product, not just posting. People, some can just post the content. Oh, you created an AI video, you just post a video. That's what we call posting. But when you're promoting, you're creating the content, but you're promoting it by telling people what you're offering and where they should get that product from or get that from. What problem are you solving? That is you promoting, not posting. So there's a lot of difference there. This helps people understand why they may not be getting results from just posting alone. Because visibility is not luck. People say, oh, you're lucky, you're getting 1,000 views and all that. No, visibility is not luck. It's actually strategy. For you to be visible, you need to understand the strategies. Yeah, you need to understand the strategies. Now, this should be your action plan. Yeah, because you need to build a very simple action plan for yourself. Um, you don't need you don't want people to live inspired, just inspired. I see people creating content and that's just you inspiring them. And then and even after inspiring them, you still leave them still like, okay, what should I do now for watch this? You're still leaving them stuck. That's what we call gatekeeping. Yeah. So the goal is to keep it simple. What are you selling? Tell them what you're selling. Tell them what free value will bring in. What kind of free value can you give in to actually bring in the leads? Yeah, what can you give them for free? What free value can you give them? Where will people find you? Where are they going to find you? Where are you posting that content? Where are they going to find you? Are they going to find you on your beacons or your Etsy or whatever sales page you have that has that product in there? Where are they going to find you? How are you going to nurture them? Yeah, through your guide, through your template, through this, through that, all those kind of things, right? So whatever you're creating and they don't know how to use it, you can do a like a showcase it, when you're doing your clip, creating clip arts and you put it on the toast back and all that's you trying to tell them that all this how they can use it. Yeah. Whatever products you're going to sell, tell them how they can actually use it. So now, I want you all to actually leave a very simple action plan. It shouldn't be too complicated. It should just be something clear enough to follow. What is your offer? What is your lead magnet? What is your main visibility channel? And what simple email flow are you going to that is going to support your sales? Yeah. This is where it becomes useful to you because you need to put in that action. Using all these strategies, I mean, it could be like, oh, this is too much and all that, but it's not. Like as long as you're following these strategies, because it pushes you from listening to this presentation that we're having today to actually taking that decision, deciding which one of these, which one of these do you need to fix first? You need to think about it. Do you need to fix your offer? Do you need to fix your lead magnets, your visibility, or even your email? So you see, online business can feel quite noisy, but it's kind of get a lot easier when you stop trying to do everything and start focusing on what actually matters because you don't need to be all perfect like every other six figures earners. Okay, you need to be clear, you need to be consistent, and you need to be willing to keep going. Literally, that is the part. I always say this to myself every day. I say, I need to be consistent and I need to keep going, even if there's no result yet, because I believe I will get results. But bear in mind, we can quite get greedy sometimes when we even start seeing the results. Even after seeing the results, we say, "Oh, I want more. I want more." Someone like me now, I want more. Even when I was not making sales, like, no, there's not. Oh, let me just get even one sale, even just two sales. When you get that, you want more because that's what makes us human, isn't it? That's what makes us human. So yeah, I'm gonna stop the record.